want to talk a quick second about what happened this week and the noise that's been reverberating. So I think it was a Monday or so. I'm on the air with Monica McNutt, and ultimately the next day it was her and Janae Ogumake, and then after that it was Janae Ogumake and Andrea Carter. I think that Janae Ogumake and Andrea Carter are superstars in the making in this business. They do an incredible job, and I love them both, and I'm so proud of them both. And Monica McNutt does a hell of a job too. And by the way, there was a typo earlier this week about me calling her my former colleague. That is far from the truth. Monica McNutt has a very bright future for ESPN as well. She should. But the noise that was being made disgusted me. Because one of the things that I keep trying to say to people is I have no problem with people's opinions. I have no problem with people's criticisms. Just make sure that it's contextualized properly. If I'm arguing about something, don't say I was arguing about something else. That's all I ask. Hold me accountable for what I actually say, not what you think, not what you're speculating about, what I actually say.
That would be nice if they would do that in the media for us conservatives. What we actually say, not what you think we said, not how you're trying to spin it, but what we actually say. Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. So we have Stephen A. Smith giving his comments on Caitlin Clark. He's doubling down on them. But before we get back to the video, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And always, I kindly ask that you watch the video all the way to the end. This is a very good one, and we're going to get back to the video.
The subject matter was Caitlin Clark. And you got people out there like Andrea Carter and Janae and others talking about merit. And Monica McNutt to a lesser degree, merit. And how Team USA and the WNBA and all of these folks shouldn't be thinking about marketing and it's about what's going to be unfair to the other ladies, blah, 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 blah. I specifically said, you're absolutely right. It would be unfair to the other ladies. There's not a single person that deserves to be taken off of Team USA in favor of Caitlin Clark. I specifically said, if we're talking strictly basketball, no argument. But Team USA, particularly on the men's side, and one could argue on the women's side as well, along with whether it's the WNBA, it's the NBA, or any other business, they don't make decisions based strictly on the purity of the sport and the meritocracy of competition. They also take marketing into consideration. When we think about decisions that have been made in the world of sports forever, marketing has played a role. Ladies and gentlemen, marketing always plays a role. It's all about establishing and understanding this is what is going on.
Marketing has played a role. Okay. The WNBA, I was just on a call you guys can probably see it. I'll make sure I link it in the description where we talked about this very thing, me and my fellow YouTube content creator colleagues. And marketing does play a role. The WNBA has been bleeding money for years. Every year, they lose $10 million, expected to lose $50 million this year. You say, well, they have Caitlin Collins, so why are they losing more money this year, you ask? Funny you should ask, because they're going to spend a lot of money on charter flights for the WNBA. So, of course, that costs additional money. And that means the WNBA is going to lose more money. Of course, we know they are subsidized by the NBA. Basically, in a nutshell, the men are taking care of the women. Ooh, I know that hurts some feminist feelings. You don't like that. But it's the truth. The NBA makes money. The WNBA loses money. And so Stephen A. Smith brought up marketing. Well, you should take advantage of the fact that you guys have a superstar in Caitlin Clark. And for her to make the Olympic team would be more marketing, because she's the reason that ticket sales have gone up about 105%, if not higher. Games where there would be 5,000 people in attendance, almost 17 or 18,000 right now because of Caitlin. Take advantage of it. Create a rivalry. Back in the day, they had Magic and Larry Bird. Do something to make people interested. Marketing, marketing, marketing. But this is what happens when you are a welfare league, when you are used to someone taking care of you. There's no need to improve because someone is always going to bail you out. That's what happens.
Caitlin Clark wants to be on the team, but who cares? She knows that in all likelihood she didn't deserve it. She's a rookie. 4 years from now, she'll be on the team. And by the way, in fairness to Monica McNutt, Chiney Ogwumike, Andrea Carter, and others, I've had male Hall of Famers call me and argue with me about how right they are. They've said, respectfully, we love Caitlin Clark. We think she's going to be a superstar. We wish her nothing but the best. But the hell with her when you're competing against her. Try to destroy her every chance you get when you get on the court with her. Try to be better than her in every category. All true. None of it addresses my point. My point is, she's the golden goose. You have been clamoring for attention. You've been clamoring for more cachet, fair and equitable treatment, chartered jets, weight room facilities, dollars, marketing opportunities, etc., etc., etc. We've seen the ladies in collegiate sports capitalize off of NIL and the transfer portal. We anticipate that more is coming down the pike for the ladies in the professional ranks in terms of marketing opportunities. You see it all. And when you see those things, what they're doing is their game will validate it, but those other elements accentuate them and accentuate the product, because if they make themselves more attractive to people outside the world of the sport, they'll gravitate to those athletes and support them inside the world of the sport they're playing in, because that's the name of the game. NBC is investing nearly $8 billion in the Olympics. You think they don't want ratings? You think they don't want ratings? Who doesn't know they want ratings? Everybody knows that. Yet somehow, some way, all of a sudden, I'm getting castigated. You got folks treating me like I'm chauvinistic. I was raised by 5 women. Here's the difference, y'all. Let me tell y'all a little secret. Let me tell my staff a little secret. Let me tell everybody a little secret about me. Do you know why it may put people off a little bit when you see me talking about issues pertaining to ladies? It's because I talk about it the same way I talk about issues pertaining to men. Because while most people talk about treating women as equals, I actually see them as such. Because I was raised by 5 of them. I grew up I'm the youngest of 6. I got 4 older sisters. I've never hit a woman in my life. I've been slapped up my damn head by women all my life. All of it. Except by my mama. Now, my mama used to take my ear and just ring it and make my head twist. That's how she used to punish me. She used to twist my head. You see what I'm saying? Twist my ear, rather, and spin my head around because it hurt like hell when she twisted my ear. She wouldn't hit me in public places. She just grabbed my ear and just twist it. Oh, my sisters, I'll tell you their names. Linda, Arlen, Carmen, Abigail. Linda, Arlen, Abigail, and Carmen in that order because Carmen's the youngest, Linda's the oldest. They slap me upside the head all the time. I'm 56. They'll slap me up the head right now. I've been debating with women all my life. It doesn't faze me because I see them as equals.
So I want to get back, he's talking about he has a history of seeing women as equals. There are some things that I believe the WNBA should do, of course, take advantage of the Caitlin Clark marketability. They've already, the Olympic team has messed that up. And why do you all think that they didn't really choose her? According to everyone that I'm hearing, it's because it would be a distraction. It would take away from the game. They're picking people based on more than just meritocracy of the sport, and other issues. They don't, whatever. I believe it's because there are members of the WNBA who, for obvious reasons, they are jealous of Caitlin Clark. And they are, because she's getting the endorsement money. She's getting all the fans running up to her. She's getting asked for her autograph. Little girls have t-shirts with her number on it. She's increased attendance, and it's Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark. And I've even heard people like Jamil Hill and others who made it about race. We don't see, we get the best Black players, but when a white player comes along, they're the star. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I feel like there's some jealousy, there's some animosity. Personally, that's my feeling on it. You guys tell me what you feel, because they're not getting that same attention. They're not getting those same endorsements. And I'm not saying, but that's just a human feeling sometimes. That's just being human. Why didn't it happen to me? It's just a human thing. I'm not saying those women are bad. It's just human. Sometimes we get in our feelings a little bit, and it's just a natural course of things. But I feel like everyone is skirting around the real issue. I saw a documentary on Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Larry Bird is a former player for the Boston Celtics, NBA player. Magic Johnson is a former player for the Los Angeles Lakers. He played for the NBA, and they made there be a rivalry between Larry Bird, because the NBA was suffering as well. And they figured out back then marketing strategies. So what the WNBA needs to do is figure out a marketing strategy. They pitted up Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and the Lakers up against Larry Bird and the Celtics, and created this rivalry that has lasted to this day. And coincidentally, each of those teams are tied for the most NBA titles at 17 each. And it brought people to the games. They did commercials around it. They built it up. But there seems to be a lack of effort on the part of the WNBA to do things to cause there to be more ticket sales, to cause there to be more interest. Now they've been given this beautiful gift of Caitlin Clark, and I don't feel like they're capitalizing on it properly. I mean, they bleed, I told you earlier, $10 million a year. And because of charter jets, now they're going to have a big loss. So there's no incentive to do better when you baby people and you don't give them the incentive to do better, but you're going to give them jets in exchange for poor performance at the games. That's not good business sense. What business stays in operation losing $10 million a year? And now they're projected to lose $50 million a year. What business? They've lost tons of money and are still in operation because the NBA subsidizes them. When you subsidize people, and I'm equating this to welfare, you don't give them the incentive to do better. So if we take away the safety nets and the cushiness for poor ticket sales and lousy games, maybe that will give them more incentive to come up with true ideas that will be effective in bringing people and more eyeballs to their games. Because right now the interest is nothing. I was on a call yesterday where it was mentioned that what if they lower the rim a little bit to make it easier for the girls to dunk? What if they shorten the court length to make the play seem faster? Don't make the court as long. I know some feminists is going to get upset, but men are built differently than women. They're stronger, they're faster. That's just a fact. And it's harder for the women to do the same things that the men do. We're just made differently. So adjust those things, tweak that, create a rivalry, market it properly, and maybe you'll stop bleeding money. Okay, and then that will cause the salaries to go up. The women in the WNBA don't make that much money compared to the men. I mean, they don't even make a fraction of what the men make.
If not better. I think women are far more capable than men have shown themselves to be. I think women are far less trifling than men have shown themselves to be. They say behind every great man is a great woman. I say beside every great man is a great woman. What are you talking about? And you have people walking around here treating stuff like there's some misogyny going on. And then everybody gravitated to the statement, oh my God, well, you know what, he's going off about First Take, and he was talking about how First Take did this for Monica McNutt, and then people labeled it. I never said I made them. I never said the show made them. People interpreted it as such, but you left out how I said what First Take did for me, what First Take did for Shannon, what First Take did for Ryan Clark, what First Take did for Marcus Spears, what First Take did for Molly, what First Take did for Kimberly. You left all of that out. You left it all out. And people who don't know better or don't have the time to watch the show or have no interest in contextualizing stuff properly buy into that bullshit. I wonder why that is. And it ain't just some of the ladies, it's a lot of the fellas too, which is why I addressed Peter Rosenberg the other day the way that I did. Because I thought I was taken out of context and I thought that I was being attributed to saying something I did not say. But I'm turning on the TV and it's like, oh my Lord, well, you know what he's trying to say. First Take's done something for all of us. It's a 2-hour show, live every weekday morning, and 2 hours of real estate give people opportunities to speak, commentate, and pontificate about a bevy of subjects. The more airtime you get, the more profile you build. The more your profile builds, the more cachet you may gain. It's a crime to say that. It's misogynistic to say that.
Yeah, the media always twists what people say. If they don't like what you say, well, we know that in politics, right, warriors? We know that. They always twist, turn. What did he mean? I mean, just listen. Learn to listen. I don't agree with Stephen A on a lot of things. I don't. Politics, I've had other videos with him talking about Donald Trump. But he does stand by women and he thinks that there are a lot of things that women are better, they're less trifling and all of that. But I just feel like the real reason that this is happening to Caitlin Clark is because of how the other women in the WNBA are reacting to her. And I don't think it's a good decision to leave her off the Olympic team, but the decision has been made. I've already told you what I think they should do to make marketing decisions, but there's less likelihood that they will make those decisions that need to be made. I project that the WNBA will continue to lose money unless changes are made like the ones I mentioned earlier. Adjusting the rim height, shortening the length of the court, make a marketing strategy out of creating some sort of rivalry. I know back in the day they had a rivalry between Larry Bird of the Celtics and Magic Johnson of the Lakers, and create some sort of rivalry to whereas these two teams coming at each other, and they were always in the finals. The history shows us that. When I look at the Sports History Channel, I'm looking at history and it shows that they were always in the finals. So they need to come up with something, create something to make people want to come to the games. So you all tell me what you think the WNBA should do. Will they still be here in 20 years? Probably so, still losing money and still being subsidized by the NBA, the men taking care of the women. And, feminists probably, feminists are not going to like me saying that, but that's true. It's true. And when you take care of someone and you make their life very cushy, there's less incentive for them to do better because they don't really have to, because this person's taking care of me. And this is like a welfare mentality. You all give me your comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. Thank you all for your support. My subscribers are really clicking up. Appreciate you. You all be blessed. Love God, love your families, these United States of America. And as I always say, march on, warriors.